Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jay Leach. I'm the chair of the Washington Public Disclosure Commission. This is the April 10th brief adjudicative hearings calendar. We're going to start this afternoon's calendar with a complaint-driven case involving the Richland Citizens for Good Schools. And the PDC's case will be presented by Alice Feynman, and I'll put her under oath and let her proceed. And then we will hear from anyone who's here on behalf of the Richland Citizens for Good Schools. Ms. Feynman, do you affirm under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of Washington that all testimony you give shall be the truth?
I do.
Please proceed.
We're here for a PDC case 154488, Richland Citizens for Good Schools 2023 levy. PDC staff alleges Richland Citizens for Good Schools violated RCW 4217A 235 and 240 by failing to file a mandatory C4 expenditure report, specifically the post-election C4 report due March 2023. March 10th, 2023. Danica Garcia represented Richland Citizens for Good Schools, filed a 2023 registration with the PDC listing full reporting on February 1st, 2023, listing Danica Garcia as chair and treasurer. And the registration identified the committee was supporting the Richland Schools District 2023 levy bond or advisory vote. In the February 2023 special election, a 6-year levy was approved by voters with just over 55% of the vote. And PDC staff has attempted to contact Treasurer Danica Garcia via email, telephone, and postal mail a number of times. Up until today, there had been no response. The committee was registered with the PDC in 2021 under mini reporting. And on March 10th, PDC staff emailed a notice for this BAP hearing today and an offer to sign a $0 statement of understanding with the requirement to file the missing report. PDC staff did not receive a response to that email until just today. Ms. Garcia worked with our filer assistance staff to file 2 reports, one C3 report and one C4 report. The reports indicated $1,500 in contributions during the campaign and just over $100 in expenditures that were not itemized. These would fall well within the mini reporting requirements. Do you have any questions for me?
I do not. Ms. Garcia, are you here on behalf of the Richland Citizens for Good Schools?
I believe Tony has to unmute her.
She's nodding her head. I know what that means.
And then I believe you need to unmute yourself now. No. Let's see if I can.
It should be up.
Now you're muted now, Ms. Garcia, on the screen. Do you see up in the upper right-hand corner a microphone icon that has a diagonal slash through it? If you do, click on it. She's indicating typing something.
There's no type function allowed in the meetings?
Okay. Do you have a cursor that you can move up there? She's saying, wait 1 minute.
Oh, she's going to call.
Control-Shift-M should take your mute off.
I don't know if you can see. I can't.
I can't see that what you've written. Hold it further away from your camera.
I might be able to call her.
Ms. Garcia, we're going to have one of our staff call you, and while we'll be able to see you, you can talk on the phone and we'll be able to hear you. Will that work for you?
Or hold on a second. It looks like maybe I can. mute her.
Why don't you just call her and then we can just keep moving?
Okay.
And Chair Leach, did you swear Alice in?
I did.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I missed that.
That's okay. It's okay to ask questions. I'd rather find out that I did something and you didn't see it than I didn't do something and find out that we don't have the right record because I didn't.
Okay, let's see.
And I learned a long time ago that I can use all the help I can get.
Can't we all?
Ms. Garcia, is your phone ringing? Please answer it.
She's talking to Alice right now. You might guess.
I do see that Commissioner North has joined us, Chair Leach.
Oh, great. Welcome, Commissioner North. You're going to get to observe the joys of technical challenges.
Well,
She was gonna leave and
thank-
come back.
Okay.
So let's see
we-
if that works.
To fill you in,
Oh,
we've
there she is.
Okay.
Yeah, I was facing my own technical challenges. The
Okay.
invite had been canceled.
Mike
and
is
I
still,
found a way around it.
yeah, your mic is still muted here too.
Yeah, it
Can
should, you should be able to unmute yourself now. You can't?
She's shaking her head no.
Can you please try to use Control Shift and then the M button, please? Control Shift M.
Is it Control Shift or Control Alt?
Control Shift.
Let's see.
Oh, it's a Mac.
She's got a Mac.
So Command Shift M.
Let's see.
Well, your microphone completely disappeared
Oh,
from my
there, now you
screen.
should-
Yes, now. Yes, thank you.
All right, Ms. Garcia, I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand. I'll put you under oath, and then you'll have an opportunity after all of this effort to tell us what you have to say. Do you affirm under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of Washington that all testimony you give shall be the truth?
I do.
Please proceed.
Yep. Thank you for the opportunity to appear here and I appreciate everyone's time. So I saw notification for this event last night at 7 p.m. I understand that they were sent to the campaign email. During non-campaign season, it is not an email that has been checked and used. Some of it did, and it did not pop forward to my personal email. I do acknowledge I received communication, and I recognize that I should have resolved it. I let family life and home life and all the responsibilities otherwise come before it, and I should have made this a priority. And I have taken the day off of work today to straighten things out, filed the reports as required, and amended them, or so followed the reports as required. And just here to share that part and make sure to appear because it's important to be here.
Thank you. Tell me, how does this work when you're not during a campaign season? Is the email supposed to be forwarded to you, or does just somebody has to check the email? How does it work?
Somebody has to check. Yeah.
Okay. And Ms. Feynman, the original offer was file a report and no financial penalty?
Correct.
Okay. Ms. Garcia, is this committee going to have activity in the future?
Unknown. This committee has commenced only if in support. It's been a pro committee to support the school district when they've done a bond or a levy. So it is unknown if we will have future activity.
Okay, I'm going to find a violation. I am going to impose a penalty of $150, but I'm going to suspend the entire penalty on the condition that the committee have no violations for the next 4 years.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Is there anything else you need for the order, Ms. Hyman?
It would be helpful if Ms. Garcia would respond to the latest email that I sent with an email. I have 3 different emails that I've sent to you over the last about 3 months. So it would be helpful to respond so I make sure that she gets the order, or the order is in a place where whoever will be running a future campaign would have that information and that requirement.
And I will make a commitment to monitor this email actively. By what point in time should we expect to see that order come in, Alice? Ms. Feynman, sorry, I apologize.
Within 30 days.
Okay, we will actively monitor the campaign email for the next 30 days on a daily basis to make sure that we can respond promptly as needed so that this does not ever happen again.
Okay, well, thank you for participating today. I'm sorry the technical challenges were as great as they were, but we've overcome them.
Thank you all for the opportunity to be here, and I appreciate you all, and thank you for your support with technical issues as well.
All right.
May I depart the meeting, Commissioner?
You may. You are
Actually,
finished.
I have one quick question.
Feynman is going to have some more questions for you.
Sorry, one quick question for you, Commissioner. The campaign was 2023, so would it be within 4 years of 2023 or 4 years of today?
Today.
Okay, thank you.
No, I want to incentivize compliance.
All right.
All right. Do we have anyone else here who's going to participate in one of the violation hearings?
I don't think we have anyone. I don't think we have anyone here, but we do have someone who's working on joining.
And which calendar's that on, Jordan?
That would be the folks who didn't file their C4s.
Well, we got
it's
several
Lee
of
Wells.
those.
It's Lee Wells, who was working with one of our customer service people, but it appears they've hung up.
Okay.
So.
Well, why don't we leave that one and go to the candidates with no prior violations who failed to file their post general C4 report before hearing. And that shows that both Jordan Campbell and Colin Peoples will be presenting.
I'll be taking the first group of people who didn't file. Colin will take the one person who did. All right. So this is going to be PDC cases actually, you need to swear us in.
Do you affirm under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of Washington that the testimony you give in these proceedings shall be the truth?
I do.
I do.
All right.
All right. Now let's get started for reals this time. This is going to be PDC cases 154804, Camila Diaz-Hackler, 154815, Jason Mangus, 154817, Joe Lomedico, 154804. Wait, sorry, that one's a duplicate. Pardon me. 154825, Leo Roy, 154840, Riley Carter, 154847, Seth Bassford, 154848, Sherry Healy, and 154852, Troy Allen Elmore. Staff is alleging these respondents violate RCW 42.17a.235 and RCW 42.17a.240 by failing to file the post-election C4 report for election year 2023. This C4 report was due to be filed with the PDC no later than December 11, 2023. These respondents did not file the missing C4 reports prior to today's hearing. They have none of them have prior violations, and they're not participating today. Staff recommends you find a violation of RCW 42.17a.235 and RCW 42.17a.240 against these respondents for failing to file the C4 report and assess an appropriate penalty in accordance with WAC 390-37-143 for a filer with no prior violations who failed to file the C4 report by the date of the hearing. In this case, the recommended penalty would be $150. I'm available if you have any questions.
I do have a question. Did you have any communication from any of these individuals after the notice of hearing went out?
These individuals, no, I don't believe so.
Okay, that's my only question. Did you have any questions, Commissioner North?
I do not.
All right, I'm going to find that in each case that has been identified by Mr. Campbell, a violation was committed as alleged. I am going to impose a penalty of $250 each and suspend $100 each if the individual files the missing C4 within 30 days of the order and has no violations for the next 4 years. Is there anything else you need, Mr. Campbell, to prepare your orders?
Nope, I think that's it for this group.
All right. Are we to Colin Peoples' group?
Hey, yeah, sorry, we're just trying to troubleshoot getting this person in. I will move to the one person that filed, and maybe Jordan can, this is unfortunate, just one
Is that
second.
Erica Evans?
No, it's Lee Wells.
Okay.
Just trying to get them in, but let's move to the people that have filed the reports. So this is PDC case 154823. Kwok Yang is a port commissioner for Port of Whidbey. Staff is alleging that the respondent violated RCW 4217A.235 and RCW 4217A.240 by failing to timely file the post-election C4 reports for election year 2023. The C4 reports were due to be filed with the PDC no later than December 11th, 2023. The respondent did not file the C4 report timely and has no prior violations. Staff recommends that you find a violation of 4217A.235 and 4217A.240 against Kwok Yang for failing to timely file the C4 report and assess an appropriate penalty in accordance with WAC 390-37-143 for a filer with no prior violations and failed to timely file the C4 report by the date of, who did file the report by the time of the hearing, but did not file it timely. And that base penalty would be $150.
2 questions for you. Was an offer made to this individual?
For an SOU, correct.
And what was that?
That was a no penalty SOU if they would have.
Oh, okay.
That in.
And do you know if this person won the general election?
I believe all these, just give me 1 second and I will give you that information. Yes, all these people did win the election, so correct. That person is in office.
Okay, I'm going to find that Kwok Yang committed a violation as alleged by staff. I'm going to impose a penalty of $150. And I'm going to suspend $100 of it on the condition that there be no violations in the next 4 years.
Sounds
Anything
good.
else you need to know to prepare an order?
I do not think so. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's see. Do we have any? Let's see. We did that. Do we have Lee Wells available yet?
We do not. We are having, I have some prior experience with it, and previously the last year or two with Mr. Wells, and I believe we're going to be having some technical difficulties with calling in. I don't believe we have the ability to just get him into the meeting without him calling in on the phone.
Okay. Why
Do you
don't
want
I
us, we could
move
try and
on?
call them, Colin.
Yeah. I will. But why don't you
Colin,
guys
what
move
I'm
on
going
to
to
the
suggest
modification?
is that you try and initiate contact with him, and while you're doing that, we'll go ahead and take the reporting modification requests so that we keep moving on. And so do we have everybody admitted for both the Evans and McKinsey matters?
Yes.
All right, Jennifer, do you want to do an overview of what's involved in these reporting modification requests?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. The requests that are being heard today are reporting modification requests. RCW 4217A 120 allows the commission to grant a modification to any filing obligation under their law or rules. And the requests that we're hearing today are actually specifically connected to the filing of the financial affairs statement.
All right, I'm going to put you under oath, and then we'll take the Erica Evans request, okay? Do you affirm under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of Washington that all testimony you give shall be the truth?
I do.
Please proceed.
So this request today is from Erica Evans. She is a candidate in the 2025 election for city of attorney in the city of Seattle. She's requesting a modification that would a partial modification that would exempt her from disclosing her personal residence on her financial affairs statement. In addition, there were some campaign reports that had been mistakenly filed with her with a residential address on it. So the request would also include the original reports that had been submitted with her residential address on it. They have since been amended by the treasurer. And Ms. Evans has cited some safety concerns regarding her and her family due to her previous employment as a prosecutor. And Ms. Evans has a current protection order in place that extends out many, many years into the future. If the chair decides to grant her request today, Ms. Evans' request, her information could be exempt from public disclosure if the chair finds that in accordance with RCW 4217A 120 and WAC 390-28080, that disclosure of such information would present a personal risk to a reasonable person. Ms. Evans has agreed to recuse herself if she's elected to the position that she's running for, and there's any conflict of interest between her personal financial information and the office that she holds if elected. And then Ms. Evans was here today. I'm not sure if she had anything additional that she wanted to share. As I mentioned, the reports that she's requesting to have include an exemption from disclosing her residential address and wants to use potentially one of the alternatives instead that would be available to her. And then to have the original reports that were filed mistakenly by her campaign redacted.
Okay.
And I'm available for questions.
Thank you. I don't have any. Commissioner North, do you have any questions of Ms. Hanson?
I do not.
Ms. Evans, I see that your microphone is muted. If you want to add anything, this is your opportunity. You'll have to unmute your microphone for us to be able to know that you want to add anything. Her hand is up. Ms. Evans, can you unmute your microphone? Apparently not. Ms. Evans, I think the information presented by Ms. Hanson is sufficient to support your request, so I don't know that we need to hear from you. So I'm going to proceed without testimony from you so that you don't have to participate in another hearing on another day if we're not able to connect today. I'm going to find that because of the existence of the protection order and the risks associated for prosecutors when their addresses are disclosed, that Ms. Evans' situation presents reasonable risk to a reasonable person, and order that the reports that were previously filed with her address be redacted, and that she not be required to include her F1, her residential address. And Ms. Hanson, is there a request that this go forward if Ms. Evans is elected for the term of her office?
Typically, candidates have to come back again
All
and
right.
request that relief. So if Ms. Evans, I will communicate with you when the order goes out memorializing the commission's decision today. I'll communicate with you on what that looks like. So
Very good. Have we had any luck with what's this, Mr. Wells?
I've had him on the phone.
I believe
but I'm able
that's
to add him into this meeting.
he's waiting in the lobby, Colin.
Okay.
That's his number.
and I'm sorry to interrupt again, Miss Evans. If you want to, you can go ahead and hang up. And if you need to communicate with me, we can do so offline.
All right. What do we have, Mr. Wells?
It just looks like Tony just needs to unmute him. And then he should be able to unmute himself now.
Okay, I'm not seeing him on my screen.
He's the phone number.
Okay. All right. Mr. Wells, can you hear me?
Your Honors?
Yes.
Oh, this is Erica Evans. There is no feature on the computer when I'm in the chat to unmute. It just disabled it completely. I just wanted to thank the commission, but I called in because that was the only way to be able to speak to you.
Well, thank you for that information. I appreciate it. I hope you aren't offended that we went ahead without hearing from you, but
No
I
worries.
didn't think you would be.
Thank you all very much. Have a great evening.
You too. All right.
Bye-bye.
Mr. Wells, can you hear me?
It also looks like we have somebody, oh wait, they just got in. We had another person here. We don't
We
know
have
who
the
that
people
is.
for the McKinsey hearing. Mr. Wells?
It doesn't
Mr.
look like the mic
Is-
and
he's
video.
Showing
have-
us being muted. Mr. Wells? Do you see icons for a camera and a microphone on the upper right-hand corner of your screen? If you do, if you'll click on them, you can make the camera work and unmute the microphone.
I'm not sure that's Lee Wells now that I'm looking at that phone number.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go on to the McKinsey hearing, and then we'll see what we do with Mr. Wells in his hearing. Let's see. Who is presenting this
That's
one?
me.
Okay, go ahead.
You
Let
want
me
to
raise
swear
you.
me in? Yeah.
Yes. Do you affirm under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of Washington that all testimony you give in this proceeding shall be the truth?
I do.
Please proceed.
Okay. So today we have a new modification request for Kenneth McKenzie, who is a candidate in the election year 2025 for the position of City Council member for the city of Kirkland. We are hearing the request for partial reporting modification for Mr. McKenzie that would exempt him from disclosing his spouse's clients that paid $12,000 or more during the reporting period. This obligation is due to his spouse's interest as an attorney with Williams, Kastner, Gibbs, PLLC. Mr. McKenzie states that his spouse, Nicole McKenzie, is an attorney and partner of Williams, Kastner, Gibbs, PLLC. He states that the client list is unknown to him and is confidential information, which they do not disclose. They were able to disclose the governmental customers on the F1 that was filed. He has also agreed to recuse himself if any conflict of interest was to arise between his public duties and the law firm. This modification could only be approved for this candidate filing if Mr. McKenzie was to win the election and take the position. He would need to reapply for modification, and at that time it could be looked at through the term. I'm
Very good.
available for questions.
Thank you. Do you have any questions of Ms. Townsend, Commissioner North?
I do not.
All right. I understand Nicole McKenzie is the one that we're going to hear from.
We have both, actually.
I
if you
understand,
wanna
but my
swear 'em.
understanding is that she's the one that's going to talk from what I was told earlier. Ms. McKenzie, do you want to raise your right hand? Do you affirm under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of Washington that all testimony you give in this proceeding shall be the truth?
I do.
Before you begin, I'll just tell you that while I was a judge, my wife was a partner in a law firm. I'm acutely familiar with the situation you find yourself in, and her law firm represented both public entities and private clients who paid fees above the threshold. So you don't have to give me an education into the client confidential parameters of this issue, but then go ahead.
Thank you, Commissioner. I appreciate that. Yeah, don't have a whole lot to add to what Ms. Townsend provided to you. It's, aside from the client list not being, I don't even have direct access to the client list, the full client list. I can certainly obtain that if necessary, but I don't have immediate access. And it's, aside from the confidentiality issues, I did ask my accounting department, how difficult this would be, and was told that they would have to go through it by hand, that the programs that we have don't allow her to run that kind of report.
Okay.
And it
More you wanted to add?
it is a substantial list, several hundred.
I'm familiar with your law firm, and I imagine it would be. Mr. McKenzie, do you want to testify? I am assuming he does not.
Excuse me, there's somebody with their hand, oh, they dropped it. The 425, I was just wondering if Ms. McKenzie, if you recognize that phone number, that 425-827-1651.
That is the house number, and because he did say that he had both called in and logged in via video.
Okay, you want me to try and?
I don't think that's necessary here. Commissioner North, do you have any questions for Ms. McKenzie?
I do not.
I'm going to make a finding that Mr. McKenzie has made the necessary showing to warrant the request to omit from the F1 the private clients who have paid more than $12,000 to the Williams Kastner law firm. I think that's the extent of the request. There wasn't one for the public clients. Is there anything else that you're asking for that wouldn't cover?
I don't believe so.
All right. Then I think we're done here. You'll have some contact from our staff to let you know that the request has been granted. If you have questions, you can contact Ms. Townsend. She's the person that's handling this matter. And thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Okay. And you don't have to stay on. The only matter I still see on the calendar is the Wells matter. Does anyone have a suggestion as to how we're going to deal with that today?
I do not. I've been on the phone trying to troubleshoot with him and get him in. I'm not able to add him to this meeting. Otherwise, I would have.
Jordan just sent me a phone number. I'm gonna try it and see what happens.
Okay. Thank you.
There it is. And I had just given him a phone number to call, so that might work.
I put allow mic. Doesn't appear like, oh wait, it would appear he might be there. I've allowed Mike, so he would have to unmute. If you could unmute yourself if you're on the phone, and I believe it's star. Oh goodness, what is it? Pardon?
*6.
If you could push *6 on your phone, that might unmute you. If you can hear us.
Is this the 360-609 number?
Yes, that's the number I called. That's the number for the respondent.
Mr. Wells, if you can hear us and you're on the phone, if you press *6 on your telephone, it will unmute a microphone and allow us to talk to each other.
I believe you have to hit the star and 6 together. So if you hold down the star.
Right. Hold both buttons down at the same time. Okay, when could we next schedule this?
Our
May
next, yeah, May 1st.
Yeah.
Mr. Wells, I'm going to make you an offer. If you get your C4 filed before April 25th, we will dismiss this matter. And you won't have a record of a violation. I'm trying to incentivize you, but also acknowledge the efforts that you've made today to participate. I know you've gone to quite a bit of effort and devoted the better part of an hour to trying to participate. Can we get that information communicated to him, and if not, and have this tentatively put on the May 1st calendar?
Yes, I'm going to call him right after we get out of this meeting, and I will get him filed at the moment. Yeah, so I'll.
Okay. Is that, from your perspective, a satisfactory resolution?
Absolutely.
All right. Is there anything else that we need to deal with today? All right. Well, thank you, everyone. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Vice Chair.